song, I get nothing in return. Well, I spend my day with a hose in my hand, but she'll end up getting burned. I look to the endless mountains, I look to the seven seas. Can't you hear me calling, little girl, won't you raise?
All right, well, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Exchange on this beautiful night in our beautiful downtown in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. We're thrilled to have you here. You are surrounded by the American Dream show. On your way out, if you haven't already looked at it, take a look at this show. It is 40 artists' ideas about what are the American ideas. What are the things that we as Americans share, or maybe don't, maybe could, maybe should. One of the great things about America, of course, is American music. It has gone out into the world. We took music from all around the world, put it in the melting pot, and turned it into things that the rest of the world likes to listen to too. We are thrilled that we have music here every month by some of the greatest musicians there are, some of them from far away and some of them from just up the river. Tonight we have with us Tom Flannery and Joe Wegleski to play for you.
Thanks, we appreciate you coming out. Just enough to take me up, not to let me down. Just enough to move me, not to toss me around. Fall in love one day, die with a smile, start slow and steady, sprint the last mile. Let's go out, let's go out tonight. Let's go out, let's go out tonight. Everything hitting spots, it ain't going down the wrong way. I slept like a baby with nothing left to say. A roll in my pocket, candy on my arm, with a fresh new mandate to do you no harm. Let's go out, let's go out tonight. Let's go out, let's go out tonight. Come watch the sunrise, set fire to a set of eyes that could never find their way, looking past what come today. Yeah. Let's go out tonight. Let's go out. Let's go out tonight. Peace and love and dollar pints, grass and emerald green, racing on ahead to find the best you've ever seen. A smile for the cameras, a dance to peace of mind. I'll let you lead because I'm the other kind. Let's go out, let's go out tonight. Let's go out, let's go out tonight. Let's go out tonight. Let's go out tonight. Let's go out tonight. Hey, thanks very much. We were talking. This is not like our usual gig. We were talking about some of the things that this place lacks that our usual gigs do not lack. Big television above our heads with a Penn State game or Penn State or Yankee game on is one of the things. We have a disturbing trend of thinking that we're really doing well and like the Yankees score or something like that and everybody cheers and then you look, oh shit, it's not that. So so a room like this is really kind of, I hope you guys don't take it for granted because we don't. So like monitors, things like this, we can hear ourselves in here, you know. Cables are all laid out, and in a bar, I mean, it's different. Everybody's sober. That's another thing.
Well, it's early.
Well, it's early yet. It's early yet. It's BYOB, right?
BYOB.
All right. Well, there you go. I'm not gonna stop you. So these are we're gonna do. I do have some CDs back when CDs were a thing, so I have some old ones. We're doing some songs that both from my solo albums and then albums with the band, the Shillelaghs, which is what Wiggy's my guitar player in the band. So we're gonna do some of those songs, a little mix. And like I said, I do have some CDs, but they're the older ones when CDs used to be a thing. So I have them in my bag. So I should have had them out, but so this is a song from the previous Shillelaghs album, and it's Wiggy's idea. He said somehow or another somebody mentioned the term the have-nots. You know, it was the haves versus the have-nots. I think this was 2016, 2017. We all know what was happening then. So he said, you should write a song called The Have-Nots. And I said, well, I'll write a lyric called The Have-Nots, but how about you write the song and I'll write the lyrics? He said, okay. So he came up with the tune and I came up with the lyrics. So this is called The Have-Nots. Ticket to hop this ride. Come and meet us on the other side. The saints and sinners dance around this dirty piece of sacred ground. The have-nots are gonna make our way. Take care of you and miss you when you leave. From the first day, if you still believe that love is contagious, provisions for all, mistakes ain't repeated, help when you fall. The have-nots, look out below. Follow the train, follow the thunder, follow the heart to keep from going under. Watch the train coming around the bend, smash through the wall. We're gonna get you in the end. change is coming with the pounding drums and the guitar strumming. The have-nots, you're all welcome here. Raise your glass, lend us an ear. The have-nots make us great again. It's gonna get you in the end. Thank you. So I first met Wiggy I met him years earlier, but the first time I got to work with him was 2012. So I was the folk coal mining song guy with the guitar, who didn't know anything about how to bands I love bands, but I never recorded with a band. It was always solo stuff with the guitar. So I decided I wanted to make a rock and roll record. So in Scranton, where we're from, you call Sound Investment Studio, where he's the chief engineer. That's what you do if you want to make a rock record. So I called him up, and I said, I want to make a rock record. He said, great. Do you have a band? No. Okay. Okay, we'll get you a band. Do you have a guitar? No. Okay, we'll get you a guitar. Do you have songs? And I said, well, I'm planning on writing them. He said, okay, well, why don't you call me back when you write the songs? And I said, okay. I said, but we could do this, right? He said, yeah. So I walked in there that night. He had a band for me, like he promised. I didn't know them, who they were. We didn't. And I said, okay, what now? He literally put me in.
We got to tell him that, like, you sent this, like, YouTube video.
Yeah, that's right.
Playing the guitar.
He sent me YouTube. So he's like, yeah, we need to hear these songs. We need to learn them. This is how it works. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. So he's like, so I made YouTube videos of the songs, right? So as a solo guitar player, you used to just, if you want to take an extra 12 bars, you take an extra 12 bars. If you want to take an extra beat, you do. So I didn't realize that when they said, we're going to learn the songs, that they meant they were going to learn it exactly the way that I sent it. Well, I never play the same thing twice. So I'm in there playing it, and I'm messing up, and I'm like, didn't you learn the songs? And they're like, no. They're like, yeah, we learned it. You didn't, because you're doing them completely different. And I was like, well, what do you mean? It has to be, yeah, it has to be the same. That's how this works. So if you're going to do 12 bars, we all have to know you're going to do 12. You can't just do 14. And I was like, you can't? And I was like, no, you can't. So we got that part. And I said, all right. So I said, well, what do I do? He said, here. So he put me in the vocal booth, and he brought a guitar over, and he literally put it over my head. He said, here, this is a guitar. You know how to do it. I said, I know what a guitar is. And we started playing, and this is my first time in a real recording studio. And I had headphones on, and I could see the drummer, who I have not met yet, through the window. And I could hear bass. Somebody's playing the bass. I don't know where it's coming from. I'm like, where's bass? The bass player's in the control room. I didn't see him. I couldn't see him. I didn't know. So we recorded this song that we're going to do now. It was the first thing we ever did together. I was terrified. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know who these people were. I didn't know where these sounds were coming from. I didn't know who my bass player was. I did not meet him until after the song was over and went into the control room, and I was like, oh, you're the guy playing the bass. He's like, yeah, I'm the guy playing the bass. That's how the band met. A beautiful friendship since, but man, I don't think these guys were laughing at me all night long. They were like, who is this rube that we brought in? Do you know what I mean? Like, this guy doesn't know. But anyway, what we did,
it came out pretty good for, you know, we kind of, so anyway, so this is the very first song, the Shillelaghs is the name of the band, we ever recorded. So our thing was when we played gigs, we said, anybody in the bar, and it was bar gigs, anyone who could spell Shillelaghs gets a free CD. Well, the kind of bars we were playing at, nobody could spell Shillelaghs. So now we never passed out a free CD anyway. But this is the song. So this is called "If I Only Knew." It's the very first time, and so.
Knew I wouldn't be here if I knew then you could ask. If I knew then I'd allow you to dig into my past. But I'm mixed up in confusion, just waiting for the time of day when you climb inside my head and decide you want to stay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I knew you'd drive the stake in, if I knew you'd turn around to show off all the others on the bad side of town. 'Cause being me ain't easy, like being you must be. Invisible in the hallways, staring right through me. If I knew what poverty be, if I knew what it meant to care, all the pain worth giving, if I knew you'd still be there. If I knew what parts were true, I'd take them all away from you. Yeah, if I only knew. If I knew you would be gone, if I knew when you were bound, then I'd float like lava and burn down this town. The head is still connected to a heart you give up on. I may have chopped it clean off if I knew you'd take so long. If I knew what it meant to love you, if I knew what it meant to care, all the pain worth giving, if I knew you'd still be there. If I knew how this would end, I'd start it all over again. Yeah, if I only knew. Knew I had just one chance to not make you cry. I'd catch the rain in buckets just to keep you dry. If I had to steal a full truck or spin hand to fist, without you by my side, oh, the fun we miss. If I knew what it meant to love you, if I knew what it meant to care, all the pain worth giving, if I knew you'd still be there. If I knew your eyes were lazy and your smile razor wire, throw myself upon the fence and wait for the guards to fire.
So that was pretty exciting. That was a pretty exciting night, and we got so comfortable that we made three band albums so far. Maybe we'll make another one. So after we made the first one, we decided it was like 2 years later. We got together to do we did this one song, remember, just to see if we could. Yeah. So we said, well, I wonder if that was just a fluke, if we could do this again, you know, because it was like, it really worked out really well, and, you know, maybe it was just, I don't know, like, maybe we could just try and get together and just with one song. I had with this one song, and I said, let's see if we could try it again and see if it doesn't suck, you know, that'd be cool if we could do this again. So we didn't know if we were going to make a second album or not, but we thought, well, make one more song, and we'll see if we still. So this is the song, This is the song that we recorded that night. This is called "I Still Work for You."
I can feel the sunshine, I can feel the rain, I can hear the lonesome in the whistle of a passing train. I can roam and ramble, split myself in two. When I lay my head down, I still work for you. Dig myself a great big hole, reach for the sky, be laughing on the inside when people see me cry. Blink till my eyes bleed, then face down your crew. When you say you're leaving, I still work for you. That's enough to keep me hanging on this line. Got no reason, got no rhyme to spend my last dollar, to save my last dime. Sometimes a rich man just can't retire, never get enough, just like a forest fire. It'll burn till there's nothing left for it to do. That's a good man left. I still work for you.
Yeah, thanks. So that was fun. So we decided, yeah, that's fun. So we made another record. So that was fun. 5, right? Oh, 3, 2.
Which song?
Away.
It's a 3, isn't it?
Okay. So, what?
You wrote it.
I know. Okay. So, like I said, there's different. So our songs that I recorded, like I have solo albums. I have the 3 band albums that I did with the Shillelaghs, 3 albums, duo albums with Brett Alexander, who's been here, I think, from the Badleys. Me and Brett did 3 duo albums. And we were tossing names of people that have been here that we know. I helped, Eddie Randazzo was here, I think, and I co-wrote some songs with Eddie on his last record. So Eddie's actually the one who got me in touch with this place here. So, it's worked out. It's worked out really well. But I said, Wiggy, I said, well, you got to come with me. We'll do these together. And he's like, but he's only really familiar with the Shillelagh songs. He's not familiar with all the other ones. So I said, well, you got 2 days to learn them. What's the big deal? So that's right. There's all this paper, and he just reminded me what key this song was in, actually. So anyway, this is a song called "Away," and It's a song about a lot of small towns, actually. So.
There ain't so much to do around here. Smoke some dope and drink some beer. Looking in the mirror when the music plays, hoping the guitar will take you away. 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 You know your daddy or the chosen few. Alimony always overdue. Mama flying in about the land from the back of another stranger's hand. Take you away. Take you away. Take you away. Take you away. Where can I go? What can I say when there's no one looking down at me? I was gonna get myself a car, pointed to a distant star, like the wise men did back in the day, before someone took the babe away. Took him away, took him away, took him away, they took him away. Where can I go? What will I say when there's no one looking down at me? There ain't so much to do around here. Smoke some dope, drink some beer. Looking in the mirror when the music plays, hoping the guitar will take you away. 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 Thank you.
So this next one is it's a song that reminds me of to have a little bit of humility in this business, because this is off my first album, recorded in 1998 by George Graham from WVIA, whom a lot of people know, I think. So once these guys got to know me, they figured all bets are off, right? So we're recording the Shillelagh's album, and Wiggy goes, "Look what I found."
No, it wasn't me. It was a client of ours.
Oh, even better. It wasn't you. It was him. So he finds a copy of "Song About a Train," my first CD, at the Salvation Army, shrink wrapped with the Salvation Army logo on it for $1. And he brought it in and he put it on the mixing board just to make sure that, remember who you are, son. I just picked up your CD for $1 at the Salvation Army. But I thought it was badass that my CD was available at the Salvation Army. I thought it was cool. I mean,
I found my old band's T-shirt there one time.
I mean, that's cool, right? I mean, listen, you can find no Badly CD at the Salvation Army, I'll tell you that. So anyway, this is the first of it's called Song About a Train, and so this is the first of many songs of mine that mention trains, and so Wiggy's always like, another goddamn train song? Is that what you're gonna do? And another song about a train, he's always calls. He's like, what's this song called? Another song about a train? So
he always sneaks the word train somewhere in the song.
But so he asked me, so I said, all right, you want to be like that? Fine. So he asked me if I would write a song. He's a sound engineer. He's a professor at Luzerne County Community College, and he teaches sound engineering class. So he wanted me to write a song and come into the studio with his students, so the students would have some practical experience with the board and everything like that. He said, could you write a song for me? I said, you bet your ass I could write a song for you.
That song was
Valley Train, it was called. It was just, so it had, every verse had the word train in it. The chorus had the word train in it repeatedly, yeah.
kids loved it.
The kids loved
And
it.
it made it on the last album.
Yep, so anyway, but we're not gonna do Valley Train. We're gonna do the first train song I ever wrote, the one that started it all, called Song About a Train, so this actually might be the best of all my train songs. We're gonna do another train song at the end, so anyway. Hold on. It would help to be in tune. Ain't singing about the seasons or the cold November rain. Ain't about to let you back, 'cause you'll only leave again. I don't hear nothing but the sound of your name. What I need is a song about a train. I hear it late at night, come rolling through the trees, bearing down on my insides every time I hit my knees. Sweet Lord above, won't you help me please? Take me back where it's best to believe. I lay my penny on the track, take me now and don't look back. What I need is a song about a train. Like my daddy before me, I've a need to rest my bones. Head down to the river, feel I'm going home. These tracks go on forever, people say. I'm gonna leave that last car someday. I lay my penny on the track, take me now and don't look back. What I need is a song about the train.
I was born on the coast, one too many children in a family of ghosts. Oh, my father worked the mines, my mother died each time she heard the thunder roll from the cold black earth. Song about a train, song about a train, yeah. Song about a train, song about a train.
Thank you. Where's that CD? Is it still at the studio?
It's in the box. Yeah, I think so. I like it because it's in that little bag.
Yeah,
Shrink wrap.
the shrink wrap Salvation Army bag, yeah. I mean, somebody took the time to do that, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know. Anyway, I wrote this song. I recorded an album in the midst of right when COVID hit. We were all locked up watching Tiger King. I remember that when we were on Netflix. We were all watching Tiger King because that was all there was to do. And I got in touch with my friend Brad Alexander, and I said, we got nothing else to do. Let's make a record. I said, so we decided to, if we would do it, I would record some bits at home and send them to him. And so we were never in the same room at the same time when we made this record. We did it back and forth. And we never spoke because we're guys, right? Guys don't talk on the phone. They just don't. So they text each other or whatever, or email. They never speak on that. We never spoke the entire time face to face about anything when we were making this record. So we were going through all these songs, like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? All text, not a single. We could have saved a lot of time if we'd picked up the phone, but guys don't do the phone. So we made this entire record in the midst of COVID. And so it came from, he was telling me, and I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, this is, what? And he told me a story. We both have 2 daughters, and they're roughly the same age. And he said, they're both home now, though, and it's kind of nice. He said, I heard them the other night. They were inside their old bedroom. They were laughing, and it was like, he's like, it's kind of nice, that our daughters are home with us and safe, and so that's kind of where I got the idea for this song. So you got to look for the positive in anything, So we were all together. Families were together if we were lucky enough to get together. If you weren't too far apart in the beginning, if we were lucky enough and we got to be together. So that was the nice thing about it. So this is called "What If These Are the Good Old Days." So it's a little bitter, but.
Looking out at 1,000,000 miles, yeah. All that remembering takes a while, yeah. The world turned on its head, the kids laughing on the bed. Just a suggestion, if I may. What if these are good old days? What if these are the good old days? A ring of fire during the fog of war. Debating together, one for all. Always a hand when you fall. A crown of thorns and a bouquet. What if these are the good old days? What if these are the good old days? Trying to hang on to a moment, catch it as it goes. Wasting time, and we know it, admiring the emperor's clothes. Twilight in a rocking chair, yeah. Holding on to whatever is there, yeah. Over the shoulder, gone for good. Feeling like I never could. Looking back on what may, what if these are the good old days? What if these are the good old days? Thank you. Thank you, Oren. So, sometimes you write a song, you don't know where it came from. This is kind of like a weird kind of spiritual song that uses drunk driving as a metaphor, I think, more than anything else. It's not really about drunk driving, it's more about a spiritual drunkenness, I think. So, how's that? Spiritual drunkenness. Is that good? Yeah. Okay. So, past the legal limit about 15 years ago. There's a bottle between my legs. I'm moving real slow. I'm drunk driving. I'm drunk driving. Ain't no way I can face this road alone. I'm drunk driving. No license or registration, insurance plates or tags, but I got an AM radio preacher and functioning airbags. I'm drunk driving, drunk driving. Ain't no way I can face this road alone. I'm drunk driving. Troopers and local cowboys, they're hiding among the elms. My woman, she's a Calvary cross with a task to overwhelm. Well, Jesus saves the fallen, the wretched and the sick, but he knows that I'm a liar with my promises to kick my junk driving. Well, my junk driving. Ain't no way I can face this road alone, junk driving. I gotta get to where I'm going. I'm gonna leave when I ride. When my hands, they start to tremble, I know that I'm alive. I haven't killed anybody, they haven't tossed away the key. Judge sees me back again, he'll probably let me cop a plea. Drunk driving, I'm drunk driving. Ain't no way to face this road alone, drunk driving. Ain't no way I can face this road alone, drunk driving. Thank you. So there's different kinds of songs. There's like, you know, folk songs, rock songs, pop songs, and you try to, I think the hardest thing to write is a good pop song. Something that sounds good and something that would be on the radio. So you try to, every once in a while I would try to write like a pop song and it never got on the radio, but you know, kind of lighthearted, a little different than what you just heard, you know, so that's where this song came from. This is called Oh Mary. So let's see. Oh Mary, won't you take a chance with me? Oh Mary, open up your arms and see. When I hold you, can't reach you no more. No more living with one hand on the door. With one hand on the door, no more. Wondering just what it would take to get close to you. Worrying myself to sleep, an awkward point of view. Trying to catch your eye and throw your heart a curve. Whenever you'd look my way, girl, I lose my nerve. Girl, I lose my nerve. Hey, hey. Oh, Mary, if you only do for you. I used to see you walking these streets of town, mascara leaking, running along the ground. I knew it hurt you, I didn't know what to say. Now I'm all grown up, today might be the day. Today might be the day. Hey, hey, here we go. So it goes to see right through me. Soon you're gonna run right to me. I'm gonna take you away from here, where the sun is shining and the coast is clear. Oh, Mary, won't you take a chance with me? Oh, Mary, open up your eyes and see. When I hold you, he can't reach you no more. No more living with one hand on the door. With one hand on the door, no more. Oh, Mary, if I only knew things that she could do for you. Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary. Thank you. Cindy, so we did this. I played this song for Wiggy the other night. He said, "That's about the most goddamn Irish song I've ever heard in my life."
I didn't curse.
Well, you didn't curse. No, I added that for dramatic effect. But I never. It's called Cindy's Around, and it's about my favorite time of year, which is the fall. And as a Phillies fan, it's usually when they're home watching the Yankees on TV. Oren, any score? Update on the score? Oren? 4-1. 4-1, okay.
You need a marker, no?
Me and Oren are Phillies fans. When the fall breeze blows all the heat away, the leaves post their pictures at the end of the day. Put on a friendly sweater, roll in her arms. Now is the best time for Cindy's charms. Train stopped rolling about 10 years ago, but doors have been locked since I don't know. Well, change brings tears in my part of town. Summer's finally over, Cindy's around. Summer's finally over, Cindy's around. Summer's finally over, Cindy's around. ghosts of coal miners walk through this town and throw back a few when nobody's around and dance to a fiddle that makes them cry while all of them try to catch Cindy's eye. Summer's finally over, Cindy's around. Summer's finally over and Cindy's around. Well, the ghost of coal miners walks through this town and throw back a few when nobody's around. Dance to a fiddle that makes them cry while all of them try to catch Cindy's eye. Summer's finally over, Cindy's around. Summer's finally over and Cindy's around. Summer's finally over, Cindy's around. Summer's finally over, Cindy's around.
Thank you. So this is a song. My friend. I don't know. You guys know? There's a state college guy named Chris Kerr. Is anybody familiar with Chris Kerr? Has he been around here? He heard this song. He's like, "What is that song about? What is it? What is it about?" And I didn't. And I said, "It's a song called Abby and Ivy." And when he couldn't figure out what the song was about. So when we were recording the record, I think it was your idea, right? The song. So my dog was named Abby, and Wiggy's dog was named Ivy, and we both just lost them. So we were like crushed because they were. So we said, well, they were awesome. So let's write a song for our dog. So I wrote Abby. So this is Abby and Ivy. You don't need to know that to appreciate the song, but I think it helps because it confuses people. There's a lyric in there that confuses people about. There's a lyric about hanging your head out of moving cars, and so that makes sense when you know what it's about. But when you don't know what it's about, you're like, what? What the hell kind of girlfriend do you have, dude? Like. Abby and Ivy, they don't need much, just a little love and some human touch. The same that's yours, the same that's mine, to chase that rainbow one more time. Abby and I watching the door after hours pacing the floor. Always the fear creeping on past that these days might never last.
being ivy to see right through the pain that eats up in you. They want that breeze in their hair, and the count tomorrow's always there. Abby and I become what may, lay down their heads at the end of the day. They dream in color because they know the black and white don't fit this show. Let's go dancing, count the stars, hang our heads out of moving cars. Let's go dancing, count the stars, hang our heads out of moving cars. Abby and I be watching the door after hours pacing the floor. Always the fear creeping on past that these days will never last. Abby and I really don't need much, just a little love and some human touch. Thank you. Now, would you have known that was about dogs if I didn't tell you? You might have guessed. No, this guy just thought I had like a really, really weird girlfriend, man. He's like, so this is kind of a story song about a boxer. I started to, I've always liked boxing and I always thought it was an interesting profession. But an interesting way to make a living as a boxer, and so I came up with this idea of this song, kind of telling the story about this guy who has an interesting past. So. The noise, the smells, the blood on the floor. Search and run out knowing what you're looking for. Some dish it out, some take it slow. They ain't got nowhere else to go. I'm an old man in a young man's game. Bottom of the card still feels the same. once got as high as number 3 by taking a dive no one could see. That was sweet. That was sweet. Didn't sleep that night, but I blew my purse. Couldn't decide which part was worse. The gamblers, the whores, the wannabe mob, or the hands that actually do the job. See, I once killed a man, remember when? He went down, he never got up again. He dropped his left with every jab I threw. I did just what I was trained to do. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. My mama said, son, you lost your way. I said, Mama, you don't understand. The world made me this way. The world made me this way. Flowers to the funeral and all that stuff. They didn't blame me, but I still called their bluff. Needle in the arm, bottle on the nightstand. A tattoo on the same right hand. So what do you got at the end of the day? With a guy on the ropes that you won't put away. The arms and the kings fed up to here. With a former sure thing who disappeared. Well, I disappeared. I disappeared. I just threw up my dinner in a garbage can. Always before they tape my hands. My head on crooked, but my chin on straight. I might go down early, but I stay up late. I tried other things, but they weren't for me. 5 o'clock whistle in the waiting seat. A man that says on Sonny's tombstone, I don't want to shrivel up and die alone. No, I don't. Well, no, I don't. Daddy says, son, your soul's on fire. I said, Daddy, you don't understand. The Lord's a liar. The Lord's a liar. The Lord's a liar. Lay your money bound, boys, place your bets on desperation and regret. I got a whispered payment of a big payday. If I just carry this bum, so let us pray. Block it all out, it's just him and me. I ignore the taunts and the debris. If this town has a name, I forget it still. But you'll hear from me, I know who you will. I know you will. I know you will. Got a boy of our own with questions now. I say, son, you won't understand until it hits you somehow. Until it hits you somehow, yeah. Till it hits you somehow. Thank you. It's a happy song. And, this is a song I did. Recorded an album in the year 2000, kind of a concept album called the Anthracite Shuffles, dealing with kind of my own family's mining heritage, famine refugees. We were Irish-famine refugees. We came over in the 1860s and found our way to Carbondale, and there wasn't much there except the mines. So that's where they went. But eventually, my father's generation was the first generation that didn't have to go down. But they did have to. They did in the wintertime. There was illegal mines all over. You could, and they were poor, so they didn't have coal. So my grandmother used to send them out with sacks to the track and around the curve in the track. So it's just like if you got a good driver, a kind driver, he would gun it around the tracks with his full load, and the top would come off, and you would be able to collect some coal in your bag. If you got a not so nice driver, he would slow down to make sure that he didn't lose a single thing of coal. So they knew who the good drivers were, who the bad drivers were. So that's the kind of environment that they had a little dog patch. You know, you weren't allowed to go in the mines, and they had mining police that would stop you and stuff like that. But there was an entrance to one near where my father's house was, and they covered it with Christmas tree, their old Christmas tree. They would cover the entrance with the Christmas tree. That's how they knew that it was there. So, and then they would sneak in there and they would get coal out and they would pull it back out. So, that's the kind of stories that I grew up with. Luckily, he never spent a day in the mines other than, with that. He was pretty grateful. All those songs dealt with that. Well, this is a song about being in love with a miner. So, heard his whistling fading away like sleep in the dreams. Instead of I love you, he'd say, you know what I mean. Watch the sun he'd rarely see put red on the cheeks of a child, disappear like his white skin with eyes shining wild. I'm in love with the miner boy, in love with the miner boy. I'm in love with the miner boy, I'm in love with the miner boy. Every day that lonesome whistle blows, every day this helpless feeling grows and grows. I do dead work all day long, and on Sunday I bow my head. I know the Lord's too busy for me, so I pray for the coal instead. Breaker roar might wake up some, but I sleep with eyes on the door. Love will only lay me down when I hear his boots on the floor. I'm in love with the miner boy, in love with the miner boy. I'm in love with the miner boy, I'm in love with the miner boy. Thank you. So we got maybe 3 more, right? Okay. I don't want to go too long. Anyway, this is another the store that I told you about. My father. Standing there waiting for them to come around the corner with the coal that made its way into this song, which is another song that has train in the title, actually. So yeah, there's a little bit of, that's, my father passed away in 2011, and, the regret, and we were really close and everything, but the main regret always is that, God, why didn't, we had a lot of conversations especially towards the end of his life, but the regret is the ones that we didn't have. You know what I mean? What I wouldn't give for 3 hours with him. You know what I mean? To just go through these stories again. You take it for granted, and you always think there's going to be tomorrow, and sometimes there's not. But he's kind of makes his way through a lot of these songs, and he's in this one. So. Along the railroad tracks my daddy lived. He watched the coal go past, picking up coal in a burlap sack if he took the curb too fast. In the rattle of the lungs he saw the killing floor, in the eyes of old man behind the screen door. I think about that train. What I think about that train. What I think about that train. I don't want to be the same, tied up with that ball and chain. I think about that train. He met my mom, knocked her up. He didn't want to go to hell, so he married a stranger in the back seat. Everybody wished him well. He found just enough work to feel real bad for the things he wanted but could not have. I think about that train. I think about that train. I think about that train. No flat pennies on the track, 'cause I ain't never coming back. I think about that train. Post-it notes, key left in the door, leftovers in the fridge, dirty clothes on the floor. Smile for the neighbors, summer trips to the shore. 6 hours of silence, then home some more. I think about that train, yeah. Well, I think about that train. Tied up with that ball and chain. I think about that train. Pretty maids I've been slowly dying since the day that I was born. Come get a ticket, take the ride. I'll meet you on the other side. I think about that train. I think about that train. Oh, I think about that train. I don't want to say tied up with that ball and chain. I think about that train.
Thank you. Thank you. That's why I brought him. That's why I brought him. Anyway, this is another song that we used to go where he grew up in a town called Jessup in Lackawanna County near Carbondale. There was a lot of comb dumps where the comb from the mines, and there was one that for years it had two coal cars. They were attached to each other, and they were like one. They were right in the middle. They straddled the top of this thing. One hung down, and they held each other up on the top of this dump. I don't know why they were there. But it was iconic because it was just like the view. It was like they were always there when I was a kid. Every time we'd go down that road, they were there. And then one day, they were gone. I was crushed. I don't know what happened. Somebody moved. I don't know what happened. But they were gone, and I was like. And I remember asking him, like, I don't know how old I was but I remember asking him, like, could you get them back? Like, where'd they go? Like, could you get them? Did somebody else have them? Like, could you get them back? And, he was like, no, they're gone. Anyway, that memory is where this song came from, so. And we recorded this song, we did this song back in the year 2000 on the Anthracite Shuffle album, and we redid it as a shillelagh song, because it kind of worked both ways. It kind of worked as a slower song, and it kind of worked as like a jam kind of thing. So we'll kind of do it in the middle, right? Like a slow jam, yeah.
Hometown gets buried in the rubble left behind, where memories are like a ghost train coming down the line, and that whistle causes people to flee. I got two cold cars watching over me. Young boy asked me, sir, where are you gonna go? 'Cause this town ain't big enough for the things I'm gonna know. I said, son, go and see what you need to say. Yeah, I got two cold cars watching over me. Since my father pointed them out, this town hasn't looked the same. They finally got them to the top, just as their world changed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hometown gets buried in the
Hey, we really appreciate it so much. I can't believe. Thank you, Oren B. We really appreciate you having us. I appreciate you coming out. It's been a blast, and we would love to be able to do this kind of thing every night. I mean, it's just so. But probably next weekend we'll be back with the television over our heads and everybody on their cell phones, and the one time we could the one time I was playing with another guy, and I said, these people aren't listening. I could sing anything. I could sing the Barney song up here and no one would know, and I did. I sang the Barney song at a bar and nobody noticed. So that's kind of what you're up against. So, but it's great. We usually finish with this song when we play, and this will be the first time that anyone's actually listened to it. So that'd be pretty cool, right? So again, it's not the Barney song, no. But thank you very, very much. And who knows? We'd love to come back. So it'd be great. So this is called "Rescue Me." This is an oldie but a goodie. So.
Work my fingers to the bone, I get nothing in return. Well, I spend my day with a hose in my hand, but she'll end up getting burned. I look to the endless mountains, I look to the seven seas. Can't you hear me calling? Little girl, won't you rescue me? Rescue me. Rescue me. My love in silence when Monday morning comes around. Well, I spend my week with my head in the clouds. The Friday evening touches down. I look to the endless mountains, I look to the seven seas. Can't you hear me calling? Little girl, won't you rescue me? Rescue me. Rescue me. Some say there's no way out, just follow the river down. I'll have to brave that water again. I think I'd rather drown. Yeah, well, I look to the endless mountains, I look to the seven seas. Can't you hear me calling? Little girl, won't you rescue me? Well, I look to the endless mountains, I look to the seven seas. Can't you hear me calling? Little girl, won't you rescue me? Rescue me. Rescue me.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks. Hey, thanks very much.